Good morning, YouTube. A lot on my mind. We're going to be focusing on a lot of workout videos for the next 3 days because I've come to realize that the more I focus on these full day of eatings daily, my mind is constantly consumed and focused on food and food content. And the more I focus on food content, I'm realizing I'm not able to really enjoy my meals as much as I'd like to. And on top of that, I just think about what is the next meal I'm gonna make? How can I make it a 10 out of 10 flavor? So for me to really have a solid reverse diet for the next 3 to 4 weeks, we need to dial in more on, the athlete, the coach side of things, and really formulate just my mentality on growing into the shape, the division for men's physique, rather than just making something taste good. So my plan this week is to do 3 workout videos within these next 3 days, and then we dial in on a full day of eating on the 4th day, and then the 5th and 6th day we'll focus on workouts, and then we'll probably toss in a workout or a meal that is very unique and different. A lot of you guys are loving the Jollibee video, and you know what? I'm all for trying all the authentic food, so we'll do that. And they're a lot more cleaner than the fast food stuff that I'm having. Even though Jollibee is fast food, like the macros are way better than a McDonald's, Burger King, and all that. So we still want to get that in. Doing a chest day. This is my last set. 2. 2. 3. 2. So for those who are new here, I just finished a show like about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and had a good solid like week and a half of staying true to my macros, my diet. But this week and last week I had 2 days out of the 7 days where I went over calories, and it really screwed me up in the head because being part of Team Tua, Take Uncommon Action, and also being a coach for the team, I coach for posing, whatever you want to do, whether it be bodybuilding, the men's physique or classic physique, even bikini and other divisions. Like if you need help with posing, I'm your guy. But going back to this reverse diet, going over my calories, really screwed me up in the head. I associated Uncommon Team, Uncommon Action as being perfect macro trackers, and that's all. But that's not what it is. Being an uncommon individual, it's a way of life. We pretty much strive to work and master a modality that pushes our body and mind, a physical one, and I've chosen bodybuilding. And then we pursue diligently like the physical, mental, spiritual betterment of oneself. We serve humanity by being uncommon, and then we avoid mediocrity, and then just like all those fine details that makes one a true modern day warrior. And just because I went over my macros for 2 days, for 2 weeks, it like totally messed me up mentally inside, where I feel like I was letting not only myself down, but people down, and even like the people I associate with. And on top of that, I'm just trying to do so many different things right now, whether it be posting really good content for posing and also posting on YouTube here every single day, just because I feel like consistency is king. The more you're consistent with one thing, it will bleed onto the others. But I haven't been putting too much balance in, myself. I've been putting so much work in other projects, but have not been feeding my soul, my spirit. And it has really been affecting me in a negative way. I sent a check-in of how down I was to my coach about going over on Wednesday, and it was my wife's birthday, so that time I didn't feel as bad, but just like reflecting and just long term, like I don't want to put myself in an unhealthy situation where this will happen very regularly, where I increase fat cells and I gain weight rapidly, and I mess up I pull myself back from my bodybuilding career. I want to make sure we have a good main gaining process, and then I put on lean muscle tissue, and we don't have to cut, but we just keep on growing progressively. And I was so focused on the content more than myself, and I feel like I'm jumbling words here and there, but that's pretty much what's going through my mind. And just like there's so many other things, guys, that I'm going through mentally, where I've realized that I was sitting at church yesterday. I realized that I respect others more than I respect myself, just because my whole life I have felt like no one respected me, and so why should I respect myself? And which truly just like was a very sad moment for me. I'm 28 years old, and for me to like discover that and like kind of accept that, just like really just like, man, just another thing I have to work on for me to just like up my XP, we'll call it. So it was super humbling, but I'm gonna get into the set, and then I'll explain the feedback that my coach gave me after sharing like my just all this stuff that's happening.
Don't forget back. Hurry. Oh. Hey. 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 Sick.
Oh man, that was true failure right there. All right, guys, let's pull up the notes here that Brady Oki sent me the other day. My energy is starting to pick up a little bit with that pre-workout. Use HTLT subs because that's what I used. I used 2 scoops of 3.0, so that was the pink candy Starburst flavored, and then I did 1 scoop of the peach rings, which was non-stim. But one thing that's helping me out is Devin, who's one of the other coaches. He just finished his show. He finished off with he won first in his class, second overall, and man, he looked crazy good. Really inspired me. Like, man, like I really want to come this next show and win. And but on top of that, Brady was giving me advice. I'll read it to you right here, so you get the true. So he says, my advice to you is to understand and recognize the relationship you do have with food, because everyone has one. And that he noticed that I tend to downplay it and almost underestimate it, which he's totally right. Like, for some reason I thought what I was doing was right, was to really like numb my emotions and not really think about food and just say like, oh, it's like, I don't have no relationship, like I'm good. Like sometimes I give into like, I have to be strong for enable, I don't even know how to put it in words, guys. Like, I need to be strong and numb my emotions to be able to be great. But I realize now that when we suffer in silence, man, like we're like a time bomb ready to explode when things start to get tough. And I definitely have, I do like making my food 10 out of 10s. And when you give me the 3,000 calorie allowance and I have access to have maybe 12, 15 out of 10s, my mind was kind of going crazy, and I realized, like, shoot, like, it's like I want every meal to taste great. But truthfully, like, I gotta lock in this diet, and just, if I want to be a champion, I gotta not be married to the idea of flavor, but be married to the idea of, being that champion, being uncommon, and just overall, just like killing, just nailing the shape for this division. But then he continues on to say that, let's see here. I would stick to simpler foods, things that take a very little time to prepare, things that aren't solely focused on a perfect 10 out of 10 taste rating every time, spending less time in the kitchen, less time thinking about what you could make, less time trying to be creative, and just simplifying your diet as much as possible, at least for now, which he's totally right, because, I mean, making content here, I do it for myself, but, like, I gotta be honest, I want to be pretty, like, not boring every day, just because the bodybuilding, like, simple foods could be pretty boring. But come to think of it, a lot of you guys are on prep, so the simple, like, foods does help. And I'm, like, tempted to, like, try to make it taste good all the time just to help you guys. But, for my mental state and betterment to be better as an athlete and as a coach, like, I really need to lock in on just making it more simple. And you know what, looking back, going on prep, a lot of my meals were pretty simple. Probably not simple for other people, but I kind of miss that. Like, I woke up this morning thinking, like, man, I miss having just 2 rice cakes right before I go to the gym. Where now I'm, like, eating big pancakes or, like, chocolate milk or anything. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but I just need to tone it down just a little bit. And now he's just saying, become more self-aware where you stand with food. Then we need to simplify things, create less focus and stress around your diet, and wait patiently until we recover more mentally and physically. He's totally on the dot with that one. And he said, before you know it, things will be really easy. Food will become one of the least exciting parts of your day, but we aren't there yet. Soon though. Overall, I think you're doing pretty darn good, and that should be the story you tell yourself. Be kind to yourself. And then, that's pretty much it. And truthfully, like, I'm really grateful for Brady as a coach. Like, honestly, he could have, like, not be nice about it and just be like, come on, bro, like, get yourself together. I mean, he did say, like, are you ready to recommit yourself? And I said yes. And it really just, like, guys, I have to be honest, like, prep was hard, but I haven't had, like, a hard moment in my life in a while where I feel, like, broken. Last time I felt like that was last year when I was going through a huge depression phase of, like, questioning not only my life, but just, like, my role as a husband and a someday father. And this is one of those, it's not to a high degree, but enough to just make me feel humbled and be like, you know what, Josh, you're not perfect. Like, I'm so lucky to have someone that's empathetic, but also really knows and sees my inner greatness and potential in this sport. And that's why I'm rolling with Brady for long term, and honestly until we achieve greatness, whether it be a pro card, whether it be going to the Olympia, whether it be like winning shows locally, just whatever the future entails. Really grateful for that. And we're gonna nail this next few weeks and years and I'll update you of what I plan on doing long term, because I am starting to think about, hey, what's next? Should we compete next year again, or should we wait another year? Let me hit this next workout and then we'll talk about it.
Come on. Whew. Oh. fudge.
Man, that felt good. All right, so this is what we're thinking. I was, wow, let me catch my breath. I was listening to or reading a caption by Derek Lunsford. He's the last Open Mr. Olympia winner, and he was talking about how we may think that we need more time in an off season for us to grow, but the more we compete, the better athlete we become. And when I was reading that, it made me think about how my desire is simply to be a champion and to be a winner, because the last time I've ever been a champion or won something was back in high school when I became a league champ in my district. And around that time, I wasn't making the best choices spiritually and mentally, and I felt like when I won just because the best left the district, whether they were wrestling in a upper weight class or lower than me, and I feel like there was no one. So I felt kind of robbed in a sense where, I didn't beat the best. And these last two shows, I got fourth and I got third, which I'm really grateful and happy with, because I was able to stand amongst the best, and the physiques I went against were, they were awesome. They were great competitors, a lot more muscle mass than me, and I couldn't ask for any more. But the next time, I got fourth and third. Next time, hey, if I hit second, that's a win just because I'm increasing my placement. But eventually, yes, ultimately I want to be a winner. I want to be a champion. I want to go to the Olympia, and I want to just prove not only to myself, but put the Mata Ali'i name in a position where there's a lot of respect, and then there's, it's just it's the longevity, I look to The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and the way he set himself up, how he made a name for himself. And I've always just been so locked in this position for myself that I grew up looking a certain way, having a specific color, feeling like I don't have the opportunities just because of where I come from, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like I have no respect, so many different things. And I want to just prove to that little Josh that, hey, you are so capable of achieving greatness, and I want you to see yourself on a poster and just having longevity, having a beautiful family, and you're taking care of them, you're taking care of yourself, you're being a strong spiritual person, ministering to others while also just bringing the best to not only your family but to people around you, and being uncommon in general. It's more than just it's not even just it's not for money, it's not for fame, but it's just for just to prove that I strongly know that God has given us divine potential, and we can all pursue that. Anybody, I'm looking at the Olympics right now. There are so many athletes out there that are capable of hitting a high level, and that is so inspiring to me. I would look at those athletes and be like, I can never be that way, but why should I put that limitation on myself? So after being beat up the last 2 weeks with my refeeds, and watching the Olympics and watching the Olympians and seeing how much work they put in, it's just why can't I do that? I know I can. Anybody can. It's all up to me, making sure I'm on point with the food. I just gotta be obsessed with it. You gotta be obsessed with your dream, your goals, your visions, and just really fine tune your spirituality and your physical, mental, intellectual, all of it all together, and you could achieve something great. And man, just saying that out loud, I'm refueling myself. I'm feeling good again, and I'm just grateful for you guys. You guys put time into watching these videos. I don't know why, but hey, I'm glad you're here. This is all for journal entry for my future kids, future grandkids, because when I'm gone, what are they gonna have to learn about me? Well, they have this. And if you kids are watching, and I know you probably will someday, just know, Pops got you. He's gonna take care of you. Actually, he will take care of you. He's taking care of you right now, even though he's not around. So let's get into the next set. So Paige is on her way to Walmart and then Costco. And man, part of like this reverse, I've been, like Brady said, like I've been putting so much emphasis on food and just thinking about food every day. If I'm being honest, I haven't been putting too much mental capacity as much as I want to in my marriage. Not that I'm like completely ignoring Paige, but my mind has been so consumed with food that it's just becoming a problem, guys. And so what I've been working on is just to put all the time I can in my day where when I feel like I need time with her, I'm just gonna take it right then and there. So I'm gonna end the workout here. I'm gonna have to come back later in the day and finish my workout. I just need to do like 2 workouts for arms and then abs, and then I had to do 40 minutes of cardio. So I'm just gonna show you a pump check, see how we're looking. Ooh, crazy hair. This is how we're looking, guys. Not too bad for a reverse, yeah? Let's go for a side chest. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for Paige and I. And yeah, guys, keep killing your goals. If you're doing cardio right now, keep crushing it. And just know you're not alone in the journey. A lot of people aren't doing what you're doing, but hey, you're taking care of yourself. So again, love you guys. Go destroy your goals. Bye.